Hi, welcome to WebDin ProApp training. I am Bharat. You are in right place at right time to learn WebDin ProApp. Today we are going to discuss what is WebDin ProApp, why we should learn WebDin ProApp. We will also see the course content, WebDin ProApp course content, which will be covered during the entire course. And finally, we will see one sample WebDin ProApp component how to create in the SAP system. Let me answer the first question, what is WebDin ProApp? WebDin ProApp is SAP NetWeaver technology for developing the web-based applications in SAP environment. Immediately you might have a question like, when we already have ABAP, then why do we have WebDin ProApp? What are the advantages with WebDin ProApp? That we will see now. Let me tell you some similarities between a classical DinPro, that is ABAP, or WebDin ProApp. Classical DinPro is SAP GUI based technology and WebDin ProApp is web based technology. Classical DinPro is procedural oriented approach, WebDin ProApp is object oriented approach. Let me tell you, to make you understand easily, I will tell you one similarity between classical DinPro and WebDin ProApp. In classical DinPro, we go to SC51 transaction and we design the screen, and to write the flow logic we have 4 events: process before output, process after input, process on value request, process on help request, PBO, PAI, POV, POH. So these are the 4 events which we will take the help to write the flow logic, and this is how completely classical DinPro will be made. Now once the classical DinPro design has been done, can we execute this module program or dialog program? No. To execute and see the output, we have to create a transaction code and assign this module program to the transaction code. So by executing the transaction code, we can see the output that we have designed in the SC51 transaction code. So in similar way, in WebDin ProApp also, we design the screen and here we write the logic in flow logic in methods. Since WebDin ProApp is following the object oriented approach, here we will have methods created by default when WebDin ProApp component has been created. In methods we will write the code here, and then in order to here also we cannot see the output by directly executing the WebDin ProApp component. We have to create a WebDin Pro application. When we create a WebDin Pro application, a generic URL will be created. By executing that URL or by copying that URL and pasting it in the Internet Explorer browser, we can see the output of the screen that we have designed in the WebDin ProApp component. Okay, this is the basic outline of WebDin ProApp. Now let us see why we should learn WebDin ProApp. I would say WebDin ProApp is a niche skill and a leader in the current market trend for technical background. Why? WebDin Pro, the main reason is like WebDin ProApp has been introduced with SAP NetWeaver 7 version, and when SAP NetWeaver 7 has been released into the market, there were a couple of products are being released with SAP NetWeaver 7. Some of them are SAP PLM, Product Lifecycle Management, SAP SRM, Supplier Relationship Management, e-recruitment, HRMS, Human Resource Management System, and there were SCM, Supply Chain Management. Under Supply Chain Management, we have a couple of sub-modules: Transportation Management, Supply Network Collaboration (SNC), Extended Warehouse Management, Event Management. There were a couple of modules under SCM itself. So all these products, why I am talking about all these products? Because all these products are being developed using the WebDin ProApp framework only. Using WebDin ProApp technology only, all these products are designed and developed. In SAP PLM, entire applications are SAP PLM is a web based product. So SAP PLM entire development has been done using WebDin ProApp framework. SAP SRM, supply relationship management. SRM also has been designed and developed using the WebDyn Pro ABAP technology. E-recruitment. Most of the HR developments will be done in WebDyn Pro ABAP technology only. So once you learn WebDyn Pro ABAP, you will be more demanded, and you might get more opportunities in the HR module. So e-recruitment is related to HR module. HRMS, human resource management system, is also related to HR module. So let's say, yes, these are the, since these products are being launched in the market, or these products are being introduced into the market is lagging with WebDyn Pro ABAP resources. So market requires WebDyn Pro ABAP resources. These products are being used by many customers. SAP SRM is more demanding product in the current market. SAP PLM, SAP Transportation Management, e-recruitment, all these modules are more demanding, and most of the customers are using these products. Now when customers are using these products, they need to maintain their product, or they need some maintenance of their applications. It might be in terms of enhancements, or it might be support, or it might be rollouts, or whatever. So when they want their enhancements to be done for SAP PLM or SAP SRM, so all the developments will be done only in WebDyn Pro ABAP technology. So they need WebDyn Pro ABAP resources. So SAP SRM has been used by many customers. SAP SRM is more successful product in the current market. SAP Transportation Management is also is widely spreading in current market. SAP Supply Chain Management, and all these modules, all these products are well scattered in the current market. So to maintain their application, they need WebDyn Pro ABAP resources. So current market is, they are not able to find the WebDyn Pro ABAP resources, well experienced WebDyn Pro ABAP resources. So there is a huge demand for WebDyn Pro ABAP developers, WebDyn in the current market. So that is why I would recommend everybody should learn WebDyn Pro ABAP, so that they are on par with the current market standards. And on the other side, to enhance their ABAP technical knowledge, to enhance their technical skill set, WebDyn Pro ABAP will also help them to make their on par with the market standards. So that is why I will recommend learn WebDyn Pro ABAP, so that you will be well sold in the market, and you will be hot demand in the current market. Okay, now let us see what is the WebDyn Pro ABAP course content that will be covered in the entire course. See, this is the WebDyn Pro ABAP training course content. People who attend the online training, for them the actual duration is 25 days or equivalent 25 hours, but this is basically recorded sessions. So we will have 30 recorded sessions provided, each session in 1 hour. So basically, who should attend this WebDyn Pro ABAP training? Those interested in learning the scope of WebDyn Pro, and basically they should have ABAP background. So for ABAP developers it will help. Anyone responsible for developing the web-based technology, web-based programming, or web-based applications. So the course goals is understand the role and application of ABAP WebDyn Pro in SAP's UI strategy. UI is user interface. Design and develop ABAP WebDyn Pro based applications. So this entire course has been divided into 4 weeks. So in each week we will have some subunits. So in each unit we will have a topic of ABAP WebDyn Pro will be covered. So in the first week we will see unit 1, course overview or WebDyn Pro introduction, that we are discussing in today's session. Course overview, evaluation of SAP software user interface solutions, that SAP WebDyn Pro ABAP has been introduced with SAP NetWeaver 7 version. So overview of the WebDyn Pro solution and positioning, introduction to WebDyn Pro ABAP. I mean, these are the topics that we discuss in the unit 1. Unit 2, WebDyn Pro ABAP component architecture, WebDyn Pro component interface. In the next session we will see WebDyn Pro ABAP component architecture, what are the controllers, and these are the controllers we will discuss more detail. Data hierarchy trees are WebDyn Pro context. We will discuss more detail about what is the context and what can be created under context node properties, nodes and attributes, cardinality. Week 2, unit 4, user interface components, supply function, hook methods. We will see a practical scenario for each subtopic and each unit. Unit 5, designing view and UI elements, how to align the screen elements that we see in view layout design. We have 4 different layout properties. They are flow layout, row layout, matrix layout and grid layout. To align the screen layout, these 4 layout properties are helpful. UI elements are used to design the screen layout. We can design the button, we can have label, we can have input fields. So all these we will discuss, and for each UI element we create a practical scenario. Practically we will see all of them. Transparent container, group, tray, and here the major advantage and major flavor that has been provided by SAP is WebDyn Pro Code Wizard. The way we have a pattern button in ABAP, here we have WebDyn Pro Code Wizard, but there are some limitations with the pattern button. Like in pattern button we can call class, method, we can call function, module, but in WebDyn Pro Code Wizard, here one step above, WebDyn Pro Code Wizard is one step above than pattern button. So using WebDyn Pro Code Wizard, 90% of the code developer will not have to write. 90% of the code will be generated by WebDyn Pro Code Wizard only. By having WebDyn Pro Code Wizard, for developer it will save a lot of time to develop the WebDyn Pro ABAP component or to complete the WebDyn Pro ABAP complete solution. So for developer, WebDyn Pro Code Wizard will help a lot for doing their work. And unit 6 is navigation between views, how to navigate between multiple views. Like in classical DynPro we use the syntax call screen 100, call screen 200. The similar way here, to navigate from one screen to the another screen within one single WebDyn Pro application, we have a concept called navigation between views. How to navigation between views, that we will see in unit 6. And coming to the week 3, internationalization. So we have a internationalization concept in WebDyn Pro ABAP to support multiple languages in WebDyn Pro ABAP. SAP has been used across the globe, so we have different languages across the globe. So Japanese language, German language, US English language. So in order to support all these multiple languages in WebDyn Pro ABAP, we have a concept called internationalization. How to achieve this internationalization? We have different ways to achieve the internationalization in WebDyn Pro ABAP. So these are the different ways that we discuss and that we see. Unit 8, message handling. This is more important. The way in ABAP, the way we do size of RC check, we write some select statement and then we check the size of RC value. If size of RC equal to 0, then fine. If size of RC equal to 4 or 8, then we will throw a error message or warning message, or depending on that. So we do message handling there. In WebDyn Prop app also, to perform the message handling, we have a concept called message handling. How to do the message handling in WebDyn Prop app? So we have methods here. So we will have to call method for each message type: reporting success, reporting error, reporting warning, reporting information. And if we have to raise a standard message, like in BAPI, when we call a BAPI, we have some standard message being thrown in the return parameter. So how to handle those standard messages? So reporting T100 message. T100 is the table, database table, where all the message classes are stored. So how to handle the reporting T100 messages. And attribute specific messages is a new concept in WebDyn Prop app that we will see. Message area. To display all the messages in one particular area of the WebDyn Pro application, we have a message area UI element. We will also see message area UI element. Error handling, same. Value help. So in a classical DYN Pro, we have a search help concept. So search help, in data dictionary we create and we assign it to a data element, or we can explicitly assign it in the module pool programming level. So the similar way, how to achieve the value help in WebDyn Pro app. So apart from standard search help, we can also design some custom helps. So that is called as OVS input help, freely programmed value help. Or if you don't want the search help to be displayed for particular input field, you can deactivate it. And how to perform the mandatory check for UI elements? Mandatory check you can do. Controlling the visibility, all the concepts, I mean, some of them are almost similar to classical DYN Pro. The style of execution in WebDyn Pro app is different. Controlling the visibility of UI elements, like in report program, when we have two different radio buttons and we have different input fields, selection criteria based on radio button selection, some of them should be displayed and some of them should not be displayed. So to achieve this functionality, we have a screen structure where we write the code on loop at screen, and then in the screen we have different parameters: invisible, enable, all those. The same way we have controlling the visibility of UI elements concept. You can make the visible or invisible particular UI element. You can enable or disable it, or you can make it read only or write enabled. And then the other unit is working with dialog boxes, calling dialog boxes of same component. Dialog boxes is similar like pop-up. We can also call pop-up as dialog box. So you can open a pop-up of same component, or you can call the other dialog box of the other component, or you can display a confirmation pop-up. So three different ways we will see. And unit 13, SAP list viewer, ALV. So how to display ALV table in WebDyn Pro app application, that we will see. Week 4, advanced programming techniques, dynamically how to do it, dynamic programming. And we will also see component reusability, debugging techniques. We have a new concept called exit. I mean, like let's say for example, we will place close button in the WebDyn Pro app application, and when user clicks on close button, the entire WebDyn Pro application should be closed. So that is exit plug. There we use the exit plug. ICF service and logon considerations. This is a transaction in SICF that we will see. Specialized techniques. Working with assistance class, service calls, customizing and personalization. Floor plan manager concepts also we will see. Adobe Forms integration, workflow integration, all the integration techniques we'll see in unit 15. We can integrate workflow with WebDyn Pro app, we can integrate Adobe Forms with WebDyn Pro app, and we have a new feature called floor plan manager. FPM is a latest technology which is based on the WebDyn Pro app framework only, WebDyn Pro app concept only. So currently floor plan those who know WebDyn ProbApp and who know Floor Plan Manager have a good demand in the current market. SAP SRM, SAP PLM, I mean most of the standard SAP products are being designed using the Floor Plan Manager concept only. We will discuss Floor Plan Manager concepts and the overview, how to design a Floor Plan Manager application, that we will see, and programming considerations and performance. And below are some of the programming interfaces that we commonly use in the WebDyn ProbApp app. So these are the some of the important classes, service classes that we use in WebDyn ProbApp app. So this is the entire course content that we will discuss in the entire WebDyn ProbApp app course. So now let us see in the system how to create a WebDyn ProbApp component. We will create some WebDyn ProbApp component and see. This is the SAP system. To create a WebDyn ProbApp component, go to SC80 transaction code. Log into SAP system and go to SC80 transaction code. So SC80 is the transaction code where we create a WebDyn ProbApp components. SC80 is Object Navigator transaction code. Yes. Here by default repository browser will be selected and come to here. Here you have to choose the WebDyn ProbApp component or interface. So select the WebDyn ProbApp component or interface and come here, ZWDC training 1. So enter the required WebDyn ProbApp component name and click enter. Yes, it will give you a pop-up. WebDyn ProbApp component ZWDC underscore training 1 does not exist. Create object. Yes, click on yes. Yeah, here you can see the component name and description. Here you have two different radio buttons available, WebDyn Pro component and WebDyn Pro component interface. WebDyn Pro component is a component where you can design and develop the WebDyn Pro screen, but WebDyn Pro component interface is a faceless component. I mean, just to make you understand, if you know the object oriented concept, it is almost like class and interface. What is the difference between class and interface? Class can have implementation exist, but interface cannot have implementation. Interface can only be used for reusable purpose. Okay, but class you can have implementation exist in the methods. But here also the same way, WebDyn Pro component, you can have views, you can have windows create in WebDyn Pro component, but if WebDyn Pro component interface, you cannot create any views or you cannot create any windows. So WebDyn Pro component interface is like faceless component. So you always have to choose the WebDyn Pro component radio button only and come here, window name. I am following the naming conventions, W underscore main. So W underscore is the naming convention for window, V underscore main. So for view, V underscore main. Okay, so see, basically here for WebDyn Pro component, window and view. What is window? Window where we embed the views, a view where we design the screen layout. So we will discuss more detail in the next session, what is view, what is window, and what all will created in when WebDyn Pro component has been created. So let us click on OK. click enter. Okay, now WebDyn Pro App access key. If you are logging in for the first time into the system, it will ask you the access key. Provide the access key, and then now you get this screen, and here you have to enter the package. Here I am choosing the local object. Local object is also called as $TMP. Yes, ZWDC underscore training 1 saved. ZWDC, I also followed the naming convention here. WDC in the sense like WebDyn Pro component naming convention. For WebDyn Pro application, WDA. Okay, right. Now as soon as WebDyn Pro App component has been created, don't forget to activate the WebDyn Pro App component. Just make the best practice to activate the WebDyn Pro component as soon as it has been created. So when WebDyn Pro App component has been created, you see component controller has been created by default. Interface controller has been created by default. View, for every view we will have view controller. View controller will be created by default, as we have given the v underscore main name. And for window, for every window we will have window controller created. So w underscore main, we had given these names v underscore main and w underscore main names in the pop-up. So activate the WebDyn Pro component. Yes, activate it. Yes, see in the view, here in the view we will design the screen layout. Okay, go to edit mode, and you can see root UI element container. This is the a parent container, and under this root UI element container we are going to design the screen layout. So right click on the root UI element container, click on insert element. Here enter some name. You can enter any name. Yes, here type. So here you will get UI elements. I mean, since today is the first session, I am just trying to create a sample application and show you how WebDyn Pro App actually looks like, and how do we work. In the further sessions we will go detailed. When WebDyn Pro App component has been created, what are the controllers and what is the purpose of each controller, and what do we do with controller, all we will go more detail in the further sessions. But here I am just trying to show you how it looks like. So here I choose the page header UI element. Yeah, here you can enter some title. Enter the title property of this UI element. Every UI element will have a list of properties. We should know what are the mandatory properties for each UI element, and we should fill them. So I'm just filling the title property of page header UI element. Here you can see what is the UI element that you are selected here. When you have multiple UI elements displayed here, then the selected UI element will be displayed here. So you have chosen the page header UI element, and here this is my first WebDynPro application. Okay, now just press enter. Yes, you can see the text that you have entered here. Just click on save and make sure you activate the WebDynPro component. Now we cannot execute this WebDynPro ABAP component directly to see the output. The screen design will be done in view, and the design that we have done in the view, to see it as output, we will have to execute it, but we cannot execute the WebDynPro ABAP components directly. So what we should do, we have to create a WebDynPro ABAP application. Right click on the WebDynPro component, create WebDynPro application. Okay, we have to choose this WebDynPro application. Select this. Yes, now let's say WebDynPro WDA. I am following the naming conventions. Okay, just click OK. Yes, now WebDynPro app application has been created. Now you see, this is the application and this is the description, and for which WebDynPro component this application has been created, the component is ZWDC underscore training 1. I mean, if you want, you can change the component name also. And here, interface view. One of the important interview question is, what is an interface view? Interface view is nothing but a window. I mean, the another point which I would like to add here is, since it is recorded sessions, I know, I mean, I have handled I have conducted so many interviews for candidates in WebDynPro ABAP, so I know what questions will be asked in interviews, or what are the general questions in WebDynPro ABAP. I mean, and since it is not interactive, so I will prepare list of questionnaires, and I myself will tell you the question, and I will answer for that question. Okay, so you don't have to worry. And here interface view is nothing but a window. So here if you just expand it, this is the window name, W underscore main. Okay, so right, done. Click on save and save it as local object. And every window will have plugs, and every view also will have plugs. So the plugs are basically used to navigate between views. Okay, right. Now you see this WebDynPro application has been created. Yes, just right click on this WebDynPro application. In the further sessions we will see, I will explain you plugs, interface views, component and everything. So now in order to see the output, what we have to do is just right click on the WebDynPro application and click on test, or what you can do is just select this, and here you can see execute button, test or execute button. So you can test or execute only WebDynPro applications, but you cannot test the WebDynPro components. So either you can say execute button, or right click on the WebDynPro application and select test. So either way, now when you click on test, it will open it in Internet Explorer browser. By default, all the WebDynPro applications are executed in Internet Explorer only. There are some supported browsers to execute the WebDynPro applications. So the primary browser is Internet Explorer. So you see this, it is executed based on the URL. So now what I do, I'll see this is the URL. Okay, so I'll take this URL, Control C, and I will open the Internet Explorer, and now I paste this. Yes, it will ask for the logon. This is similar like the way you log into the SAP system GUI. Okay, now log on. Yes, now you can see the same output. This is my first WebDyn Pro application. So this is the advantage with WebDyn Pro app. So to execute the classical Dyn Pro, user must log into SAP system. So like this, the way we have executed the SC80 transaction code, like this. So user must log into SAP system, but to access the WebDyn Pro app application, just open the Internet Explorer, and if you have the URL, you can just paste this URL in the Internet Explorer browser and then start doing the business activities. But normally, for every organization or for every customer, there will not only the 2 or 3 applications, but also will have multiple applications. So as I said, like SAP EP Enterprise Portal or NWBC NetWeaver Business Client, where are these two are like a umbrellas where multiple WebDyn Pro applications can be configured. Something like when they have 20, 30 or 50 applications, or they have multiple products, so multiple divisions, multiple modules, then it's hard to remember all the WebDyn Pro app application URL. So that is why they configure all the WebDyn Pro app applications in Enterprise Portal or NWBC, so that they log into they access the NWBC or Enterprise Portal. For Enterprise Portal also, there will be some generic URL provided by customer. So you just open the Internet Explorer and enter that URL, and the same like here, the way we have seen, it will ask for the user and password. Enter the user ID and password, just log in. There you can start accessing all the WebDyn Pro applications. For NWBC, you should install the desktop NWBC version, so that you can access all the WebDyn Pro app applications. Okay, so this is how you can access the WebDyn Pro applications. So the screen that we have designed in the view, let me show you once again. Here we have designed the screen in views. Yes, here we have designed the screen. It is called as rendering time. Rendering time is very slow, so that is why it is taking time to display the view layout. So in the layout, we design the screen. So I have designed this WebDyn. This is my first WebDyn Pro application. This is my first WebDyn Pro application. This is something like hard coding. So if we hard code the text in the UI element property, this text cannot be translated in any other language. This will not support the internationalization. Okay, so when we discuss about the internationalization concept, that time I will tell you what we have to do to support the internationalization. But normally in real-time development, we will not hard code like this. This is my first WebDyn Pro application. We will not hard code. Okay, so in the view, under layout tab, we design the screen layout in WebDyn Pro, and we create a WebDyn Pro app application to see the output. So this is the WebDyn Pro app application output. Okay, right. Now this is the basic WebDyn Pro this is how to create a WebDyn Pro component, how to create a WebDyn Pro application, and how to execute them, and we have seen the output. Now the another doubt, like participants might have a doubt saying like, do we only have WebDyn Pro app for developing the web-based technologies, or we also have any other technology in SAP environment to develop the web-based applications? Yes, it's a good question. Apart from WebDyn Pro app, we have different technologies for developing the web-based applications in SAP environment. Those technologies are WebDyn Pro for Java, BSP with HTML, or BSP plain. Basically, like when SAP has come up with web-based application concept, they have started with BSP plain. They have started with BSP technology plain. Okay, so then next, the later advanced version is BSP with HTML. They have inherited the HTML concept in BSP technology, and then they started developing the web based applications using this framework, this technology, and then they evolved to WebDyn Pro Java and WebDyn Pro ABAP. Now currently in the market we have these two different technologies, WebDyn Pro Java and WebDyn Pro ABAP, for developing the web based applications. But BSP is also there, but SAP considers like BSP as obsolete, but BSP technology still has been used in the SAP CRM. Okay, customer relationship management, SAP CRM product is still uses the BSP technology. Okay, SAP CRM is the only product which uses the BSP technology, but all other products which have been delivered along with SAP NetWeaver 7 stack, all products are developed using the WebDyn Pro ABAP technology only. Okay, so those who learn WebDyn Pro ABAP, they might get a chance to work with one of these products. So these products, they might be, the product might be, a customer might have implementation requirement, they can go for a rollout, or they can go for support, or they might have enhancements. So to maintain their product or to maintain their application, they need WebDyn Pro ABAP developers. Okay, now we will see some differences between this BSP technology, WebDyn Pro Java technology, and WebDyn Pro ABAP. BSP, the challenge part in BSP is like to design the screen layout, we have to do the HTML coding. I mean, it's not like a WebDyn Pro ABAP flavored. In WebDyn Pro ABAP, we can do drag and drop like this that we have seen. Okay, it is well versed and well understandable for ABAP developer, but BSP technology is not suitable, or not well versed with the ABAP developer. So BSP has been outdated, but BSP is only used in SAP CRM. So now in our training, let us focus WebDyn Pro Java and WebDyn Pro ABAP. Now let me tell you what are the differences between WebDyn Pro Java and WebDyn Pro ABAP. Okay, so this is the agenda. What is WebDyn Pro ABAP, why WebDyn Pro ABAP, where, when is WebDyn Pro ABAP used, advantages of WebDyn Pro ABAP we will see. Now we will see differences between WebDyn Pro ABAP and WebDyn Pro Java. The main differences between WebDyn Pro ABAP and WebDyn Pro Java are: WebDyn Pro ABAP is lying on ABAP stack, but WebDyn Pro Java basically based on Java environment. For developing the WebDyn Pro ABAP applications or WebDyn Pro components, we log into SAP system and go to SCAT transaction code, and then we start developing the WebDyn Pro ABAP components that we have seen already. WebDyn Pro Java, to develop the WebDyn Pro Java component or to deploy the WebDyn Pro Java application, we need NWDC, NetWeaver Developer Studio, NWDS, NetWeaver Developer Studio. The first difference between WebDyn Pro ABAP and WebDyn Pro Java is WebDyn Pro ABAP is lying under ABAP stack, WebDyn Pro Java is based on Java environment. Okay, so to develop the WebDyn Pro ABAP components or WebDyn Pro ABAP applications, we do not need any other third-party tool. If we have SAP Access, that is enough. We log into SAP GUI and go to SCAT transaction code, and then we start developing the WebDyn Pro ABAP components or WebDyn Pro ABAP applications. But to develop the WebDyn Pro Java component or to deploy the WebDyn Pro Java application, we should need a third-party tool that is called as NWDS, NetWeaver Developer Studio, needs to be installed in your machine so that you can start developing the WebDyn Pro Java components or WebDyn Pro Java applications. This is in addition to SAP GUI. Okay, now the third difference between WebDyn Pro ABAP and WebDyn Pro Java is, in WebDyn Pro ABAP, since it is lying in ABAP stack, WebDyn Pro ABAP can access all standard SAP objects. data dictionary objects, data dictionary objects such as search shelf, lock objects, search structure, tables, anything, views, data element, domain, anything can be reused in WebDyn Pro ABAP, but they cannot be used in WebDyn Pro Java. Okay, so these data dictionary objects, function modules, classes, methods, we have in standard SAP, we have so many methods, so many BAPIs, so many function modules, so many data dictionary objects are already there in standard SAP. All can be used in directly accessed and can be used in WebDyn Pro ABAP, but cannot be used in WebDyn Pro Java because WebDyn Pro Java is in Java environment. Okay, and it is out of SAP. So we develop the WebDyn Pro Java components in NWDS, NetWeaver Developer Studio. And the fourth difference is you can use OpenSQL, you can write OpenSQL statements in WebDyn Pro ABAP. You can have direct access to SAP database in WebDyn Pro ABAP. Whereas in WebDyn Pro Java, to get the data from SAP or to push the data into SAP, we should need RFCs. Without RFC, we cannot get the data or we cannot push the data into SAP. Okay, in WebDyn Pro ABAP, since it is lying in ABAP stack, we can directly use the OpenSQL statements, or we can have function modules called, we can develop the classes, we can write the business logic in methods, so that it is directly integrated with SAP system. Okay, these are the four differences between WebDyn Pro ABAP and WebDyn Pro Java. Now everybody can take a decision after hearing these differences between WebDyn Pro ABAP and WebDyn Pro Java. If customer asks which technology should we use for fulfilling their business needs, so obviously as a ABAP developer we recommend to the customer go with WebDyn Pro ABAP technology, because WebDyn Pro ABAP has more advantages than WebDyn Pro Java, and WebDyn Pro ABAP is lying in the ABAP stack, so that they don't need any third party tool to install in their machine for developing the components or applications. Okay, so these are the differences between WebDyn Pro ABAP and WebDyn Pro Java. We have some more differences specified here that we will see. WebDyn Pro for ABAP and WebDyn Pro Java use the same declarative meta model concept based on MVC pattern. Exactly, this is more important point. Both WebDyn Pro ABAP and WebDyn Pro Java uses the MVC pattern, MVC architecture. MVC architecture is model view controller architecture. Both WebDyn Pro ABAP and WebDyn Pro Java are designed based on the model view controller architecture only to create the web applications. Both runs in the enterprise portal. Yes, we can configure WebDyn Pro Java application and WebDyn Pro ABAP application in the enterprise portal. ABAP class can be defined within the WebDyn Pro ABAP component, which can be used to read data and save data back to table, and this should be used as a model within the component. We can use ABAP class in WebDyn Pro ABAP, but ABAP class cannot be used in WebDyn Pro Java. As I mentioned, to read data or to save data back to table, we should need RFCs in case of WebDyn Pro Java. WebDyn Pro ABAP gives a new option called service call. Yes, we can. The advantage of service call here in WebDyn Pro ABAP is, service calls can only be created if with regard to RFC or BAPI, okay, or function module also, but ABAP classes also. Okay, the advantage of service calls is the code will be generated by a service call wizard, so developer will not have to write any one single line of code. If required, he can modify the code generated by service call wizard, but otherwise a developer is not required to do any modifications in the generated code. So using service call wizard, code will be generated, so it will also save the time for ABAP developer to achieve the WebDyn Pro ABAP development. Okay, in WebDyn there is a drawback with the service call. The drawback is basically like, let's say for example, if a developer has developed a new RFC and particular parameters had been created in the RFC, once the service call has been generated for particular RFC, if any changes in the function module parameters, that will not be considered in the service call. So what we have to do is remove the existing service call and create a new service call whenever there are changes in the function module parameters, or its base parameters in the sense like signature. Whenever there is a change in the signature of function module, or change in the signature of ABAP class, or change in the signature of BAPI, then we have to create a new service call. So that is the drawback with service call. So that we should keep in mind. In WebDyn Pro ABAP, code is centrally stored in ABAP server, hence it is easy maintainable. Yes, we already discussed it. Performance and scalability should be the major criteria while choosing between WebDyn Pro Java and WebDyn Pro ABAP. Yes. We have already seen what is WebDyn Pro ABAP, and we will see advantages and disadvantages of WebDyn Pro ABAP. Advantages: diverse services for backend access like RFC and web service data models, integration with SAP Interactive Forms by Adobe and Microsoft applications. We can integrate Microsoft Excel also, runs on different clients, web browser, mobile device, widget engine. Disadvantages: proprietary, SAP proprietary, running only on SAP servers, rendering speed in browser for larger tables. For larger tables, rendering speed is bit low, but WebDyn Pro Java bit fast in case of large tables. And WebDyn Pro is a UI centric development paradigm. Now let us see the MVC architecture. WebDyn Pro ABAP framework has been designed using the modal view controller architecture. What is the modal view controller architecture basically? So this is the modal view controller architecture. Here is the modal and view controller. Basically in MVC architecture, controller is the bridge between modal and view. The purpose of view is to design the screen layout. So for view, it doesn't matter how data is being fetched or how data is being pushed to the SAP system. The view visualizes the application data without caring how it was generated. For modal, it doesn't matter how data is being displayed in the view. The modal purpose of modal is to generate the application data without caring how it will be displayed. So as per MVC architecture, we have modal, we have view, we have controller. So each component will take care of their own activity. So for view is to display the data to the user. For modal, just to get the data from SAP or to push the data into SAP. Controller will control the communication between modal and view. So it's like a bridge between the modal and view. You can, as per the MVC architecture, we cannot have a direct communication between the modal and view. I have seen so many developers who are working along with me are having a direct call to the modal from view. So it means like, for example, I would say writing a OpenSQL statements in the WebDyn Pro ABAP component level. So as per the MVC architecture, since WebDyn Pro ABAP has been designed using the MVC architecture, what MVC architecture says is there should be a clear separation between the application logic and business logic. Application logic is something like the logic which steers the application specific, let's say for example, controlling the visibility of UI elements. It is specific to application. So for such things, the logic should be written in application level only. for retrieving the data or pushing the data into database or writing a OpenSQL statements. So this is business logic. So that should OpenSQL statements should not be written in the view level. Those OpenSQL statements should only be placed in the model level. So this is one typical example to make you understand the application logic and business logic. Okay, so that as per the MVC architecture says separate the application logic and business logic so that the performance of the application will be improved a lot. So WebDynPro framework has been designed using the model view controller architecture. See, the purpose of controller is binds the user and business integration layers together. All intermediate processing is performed here. So binds the user. Who is user? Where the user is performing operations at view level. So view is visible to the user. So user will do some actions in the view level, and business interaction layer is happening at the model level. So here you can see in this diagram, user interaction layer is happening at the view and business interaction layer at the model. So this, in other way, we can also say application logic is view level, business logic is model level. So to control the communication between model and view, we have a controller. So controller will take the request and send the response to view. So as per the MVC architecture, there should not be any direct communication to the model from view. So this is the MVC architecture. So in further sessions, we will follow the Adobe. We have seen the course content, right? So we will follow this course content. So that's all for today's session. Thank you for attending the training. We will continue from the next sessions. Thank you.